All right, we're going live. Welcome, everybody, to our live feed interview with Dilynn Fawn Harvey. And joining me today at the helm of a co-host is Gary from Gary's Movie Emporium. How you doing, Gary?
Good. How are you, John?
Hello, Dilynn. We appreciate you being on today and appreciate everybody who's come to watch us. And is that what you prefer? Is that how you pronounce your name? I apologize. Is it Dilynn?
It's actually Dilynn.
Oh, Dilynn.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry if I've pronounced it many times the wrong way.
No, you're fine.
I thought I'd make sure I'd ask because I wasn't sure. Right
That's just the way it looks like to me with the way I see it, but I'll go with what you say.
Yeah, everyone says it that way.
Okay.
Most anyway.
Okay.
So how have you been doing today? Have you been working? You been working on a movie right now, or?
We mostly work at night on the weekend nights, mostly. Sometimes Thursday nights, but mostly Friday, Saturdays, and like every other Sunday nights. Just depends on what the schedule is.
No, it said on IMDb that you just completed a movie. What movie was that? I was trying to get all the information together, but I couldn't find everything.
There's a couple of them. I did Backwoods Bubba last September. That one got released earlier this year. And then I did Final Caller right before Backwoods Bubba last spring, right before the pandemic hit. And then right now there's a High Fear is in the process of trying to get finished. That's been going on for the last couple of years. It's different stories from different directors, so everybody's kind of here and there with their portion of the movie. So we're almost done though. We almost got everybody's stories together. So that'd be hopefully completed by, I want to guess, maybe fall.
Now, is that part of the High Death, I think, series?
Yeah.
Is that like part? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Yeah, it's a trilogy. High 8 was first, and then High Death, which is the one I came in on. And my segment in that one was the Muse, and then High Fear. Okay. And now we got High Fear. Yeah. And my segment. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, your segment, I think, from what it said, was losing it at the Devil's Whorehouse. Is that?
Yes.
Is that what it is? Okay, yep. I couldn't read what I wrote.
It's all right.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to get that out there, though.
Indeed.
So what? I got an echo here from somebody, but that's all right. So what do you? What kind of got you into acting? Did you were you like really into movies, or what kind of got you into being a horror actress, or is that what you originally aspired to be, is into horror, or kind of tell us about how you got into acting?
Acting in general is just because, for the love of movies, period. I really didn't have a specific favorite genre. Oh, I wonder if the echo is me because I don't have any headphones on.
No, you're fine.
It's not that bad. I just could hear myself there for a second, but you're fine. Okay.
But I just like entertaining. I used to be a dancer before I got into acting and modeling. And, I eventually had to retire from it because it was taking a toll on my body. So, but I missed the entertainment, and I've always wanted to be an actress growing up. I just love the whole idea of taking on a new persona or a new personality, a new person. I just don't consider them just a character. I consider them as a whole new person, period, and I just like coming out of my current life. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but just creating a whole new world that, I can live in for a little while. So, and it's just fun, and it's another way of entertaining people. And like I said, I just love doing that the most. But getting into horror was actually an accident, maybe. Because I did a couple of short films for a little while, and one was a Spider-Man fan film that I did with Michael Barron, and I played Felicia Hardy in that one. And I didn't have any costumes, so there was no Black Cat costume for that. It was just another version of Spider-Man, and it was really good, and you can catch that on YouTube. It's called now if I can remember the name of it. Sorry, Michael. That'll come to me a little later.
Can you? I was just saying to John, if you could blow that up, is there a way to bring that up on IMDb for her to help her maybe remember?
Oh, it won't be on IMDb. It's a short for YouTube.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's on the tip of my brain. But I just can't get it out at the moment. But then I did another short for Allie Dunlop. That one is called Little Girl Lost, and that one is also available on YouTube. And none of those are IMDb.
Okay. So it said your first film was a film Crush.
Crush, yes. That was back in 2008, around that time. And it didn't come out and it never even came out, honestly. I don't know what happened to it. It just disappeared. The director disappeared. Everything disappeared.
Just never got a distributor?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And but I played a stripper in that one.
Well, you had the experience for it.
Let me jump in here a second. You are echoing pretty bad. If you do have a pair of headphones, it would be much appreciated.
Yeah, let me get those.
I apologize. Yeah, when you got talking more and more, it kind of keeps building and building.
Oh yeah, I totally understand. Let me see. Hang on a second.
Sorry about that, Gary.
Oh. The joys of going live, right?
Indeed.
Oh, okay. I think he's found the movie that you were referring to.
I can't
I
see
don't know
it.
if this is it.
What's the title?
I don't think I found it just yet.
Oh, okay.
It says short, funny video, Zach King 69, how to climb. I don't.
Yeah, that's not it.
I see the Spider-Man, and I thought maybe it might be it.
I'll keep looking while we're going here.
Okay. I can't believe I brain farting that title. It's I love that film. It's so fun. My kids love it too, or the short, I guess.
What kind of movies inspired you? What kind of movies do you like in general? Are you mainly a horror fan, or do you like oh, I'm sorry.
Is that better?
Oh yeah, it's really good now. Good and clean.
Okay.
Can you hear good now?
Yeah. I can
know
hear you
it's
guys
weird.
fine.
I know it's weird because you can't hear yourself. I don't believe you can. I can't hear myself. I can just hear you guys. So.
Yeah, I always feel like I'm yelling.
Yeah, me too.
No, but what I was asking, what kind of movies are you into? Are you what kind of inspires you? What kind of movie? But are you a horror fan, or do you like other stuff other than horror?
Well, I am a horror fan, but I didn't grow up with it. I grew up with like the Disney or the family movie style type movies. My mom was not into like hardcore horror, so we didn't really get to watch any of that stuff till we were like in our teenage years. And even then, she didn't really like it. But I did watch my share of my first movie ever to watch was Nightmare on Elm Street, and that one was so funny because the first time I watched the first two was when I was like kindergarten or first grade, and we were being babysat at the time, so my mom wasn't home when the teenager was watching the movie. Obviously, as a teenage babysitter at the time. My mom came home in the middle of the second one, and she about pitched a fit. She was so mad.
she never hired that babysitter again after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't. But that Nightmare on Elm Street always stuck with me after I watched that. So as soon as I got old enough to be able to watch horror movies, that was my go-to, and I tried to watch as many as I could. And my grandfather, for my 16th birthday, took me down to Family Video because he had owned it at one time, and asked me to said if I pick out whatever movie you'd want, and that'd be your birthday present. So I picked out Nightmare on Elm Street 5. And that ultimately became my favorite of the franchise.
Oh, what was that one? Was that the
Dream Child?
Okay, yeah, Dream Child. I was gonna say that, but I wasn't sure because I've had so many like taglines of them after a while that it was hard to kind of like come up with something at some point because they had done just about everything. By the time they had gotten to later into the series.
But I hadn't really watched Jason or Halloween yet. I hadn't really gotten into those yet. And when I got with my husband, it was so funny because I would just have nightmares. So I really wasn't into the horror just quite yet, even though Freddy, for some reason, was one that I actually liked watching. And probably because he was so comical.
Yeah.
And the other ones are so serious. So they kind of freaked me out a bit. And I hated zombie movies. Oh, my God. Those things definitely gave me nightmares.
Yeah. Yeah.
But me and my husband, we binge watched Jason or Friday the 13th one time at a hotel room before we got together or before we moved out together. And we just binge watched the whole franchise pretty much that was available at the time. And I was like, okay, that actually helped a lot to get over my silly nightmares and stuff. It's so silly. But I grew up watching like a lot of sci-fi like Star Trek and the original and the Generations. And then Dukes of Hazzard, all those fun, and Mama's Family. I grew up with watching stuff like that mostly. So when it came to acting, I don't know. I think Michelle Pfeiffer is probably one of my favorite actresses. And then Carmen Electra, I love her. So basically, the glamorous women that I knew as a kid is pretty much what I aspired to be. Like I just want to be so glamorous and like all the pretty girls in Hollywood, basically. Yeah. Just silly little dreams. But now that I'm into actually got my foot into the door of acting, and I started working with Todd and Amanda. Like Todd Sheets, he introduced me to a whole world of horror that I never even knew existed. So, and then so that was fun, and I definitely thought that was the best time ever, is getting drenched in blood, which I never thought I would ever be doing this kind of stuff. It wasn't the first thing on my mind when I went out looking for stuff to do and for auditions. I think she was my first audition for a horror movie was Amanda Payton. So, and then ever since I auditioned for her, Todd just started writing me into his movies. And then he'll just come up to me and be like, hey, I got this for you. I got this coming up for you. In fact, he's got like 5 projects already in line for us to do.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah.
Happy for your success.
Thanks. And then when I met Stephen Biro, I don't know, do you guys know Stephen Biro or heard about him?
No, I'm not familiar with him.
He distributes a lot of nasty underground movies, stuff I was like, oh my God, this stuff really exists? Why?
Yeah, it's got to be a bit overwhelming because I know some of it gets to be really graphic.
Oh yeah, like this stuff
like over the top.
It's too much for me.
Yeah, a lot of it is.
Yeah.
Hello, Miss Boomstick. I'm sorry, I got into the conversation and forgot to bring up the comments. I apologize.
Yeah, well,
it's Mike from DAG. He said hello as well. DAG Films.
Miss Boomstick just subscribed to me today. So
hi,
thank
Miss
you.
Boomstick.
Thank you for that.
You guys feel free to ask any questions you want Dylan to answer. Excuse me.
If anybody's got questions, go ahead and ask them.
Oh, but when I was looking at your Instagram after I kind of found out about you, I was noticing that you like cosplay. What's your favorite character or person to cosplay?
It's a toss up between Black Cat and She-Hulk. I like
Okay.
doing those both. Those are my favorites so far.
Would you
Is
like
that
to see a She-Hulk movie?
I've seen that they got one coming out. I don't remember who they cast for that though, but I know they're in the works for it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a movie or a TV show.
I think it's a movie.
Yeah, I haven't heard a lot about it. I've kind of lost faith in Disney, so I don't really pay much attention to them anymore. So
I don't blame you.
Yeah, me too.
Because I've seen some concept art for She-Hulk, and it's not very pleased. See here, Lee Claypool says Bonehill Road had a lot of tension. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And I apologize, Dylan. I've only seen Clownado so far, but I'm gonna try to buy your other movies.
But
I apologize.
To be fair, John said you stood out more than the other actors in the movie. So that's a an accolade to your performance in the movie.
Well, thank you. I thought I was really whiny.
And I agree with them.
Well, the movie was I'm kind of interested in knowing how you were directed in that movie, because you definitely have to me you're the best actress in the movie, and
thank you.
because your acting is consistent throughout the movie, and your dialogue's consistent, and the way you I felt like some of the other characters, like I meant to write this down in my notes beforehand, and I kind of forgot because I was going to go back and rewatch the movie again if I could. But the main actor that played the main clown, the evil clown, I can't remember his name, but
John O'Hara.
Yeah, his vocal acting was very inconsistent. He kept trying to do like him and that other main actress, one of the other actresses, they kept trying to do like a mid-Atlantic that mid-Atlantic accent, that old style accent.
It was supposed to be.
But it was not consistent. It was like they would do it and then they would lose it, and then they would do it. It would be you could tell. But you did a fantastic job, and I thought you were very good in that movie, though.
Thank you.
You stood out. Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate it. Like that role, I really think I was more of a whiny character. Like I didn't even like hearing my voice in that movie. It's like nails on a chalkboard for me. But it was supposed to be a noir fashion. So they were trying to get that noir style accent going. And I tried to get a hang of it. But when I was watching the femme fatales from the noir styles from like the 40s and 50s and 60s, even the women who are not the femme fatales, who are just straight laced, didn't have that accent. So I didn't throw that in there because I wasn't the femme fatale. It's just one of the things I picked up when I was watching some of those movies.
Yeah, it was kind of before that era when they were using that accent. I mean, it actually kind of the noirs and things where they kind of tried to go away from that accent, believe it or not. They actually tried to go what they called a more realistic accent, especially not the gangster movies, not like Cagney or something. Cagney did it, and Bogart would do it, and some of his kind of had it, but...
Well, that's what we were trying to go for, so...
Yeah. I'm sorry, I got gnats. For some reason, I've got gnats.
And me, on the other hand, I don't really notice that kind of stuff. I more or less go into a movie, I kind of, the graphic violence, the stuff that grabs you, that kind of thing. Yeah. That's what I don't really, I don't know. I mean, I get the accent thing if that bothers you, but that kind of thing doesn't really bother me too much because I know what kind of budget you guys have to work with, and the hard work that goes into the making of these, and they try to get it in on the budget, if you will.
Yeah.
So I kind of know what's going on, But I looked on your IMDb too. It says you have currently 19 films in circulation, or
Or getting there. Yeah.
Yeah, or getting there.
Mhm.
That's quite a list in a short period of time.
Thanks.
Bonehill Road. Oh, excuse me. Miss Boomstick said Bonehill Road is great. It's my favorite movie. Dylan
Yay.
is in. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can currently get this on Hamilton Book and amongst other places like eBay. But Hamilton Book.
Very cool. You can also it's streaming on Roku and Vudu and Tubi as well.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know they tend to play a lot of stuff through Wild Eye on there, and I know Amazon Prime probably is at some juncture too.
Yep, it's on there too.
Okay.
Are there any new films you're working on? Says Lee Claypool.
To what?
Lee Claypool asks, "Are there any new films that you're working on?"
Yes, we have one for Amazon. I can't give any details about it yet because of the non-disclosure, but I can tell you it's going to be for Amazon Prime. It's going to be an original series. But that's all I can tell you.
Right. Yeah, I understand. The next question is, was Linnea Quigley an influence on your acting style in any way?
No, she actually wasn't. I didn't actually meet her until the day we started. Well, till the day she arrived to do Bonehill Road. And I'll be honest, I hadn't seen any of her movies except for maybe one when I was probably about 17, and it's because I had turned the TV on when everybody else was in bed, and I was watching HBO or something. Oh, now if I could just remember the name of this movie, because I learned it later.
Oh, was it the Slime Bowl-orama?
No, it wasn't that one. It was the one where they go into the house.
Oh,
where they get possessed.
Demons?
Yeah. Night of the Demons.
Yeah, Night of the Demons. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only one I remember watching. I remember the grandpa in that one scared the shnikes out of me when he put those razor blades in the apples. I never ate apples from Halloween since then when I went trick-or-treating.
Yeah, now COVID's taking care of Halloween, so
yeah. But I barely even remember her in that because I watched it so long ago. But she wasn't an influence though. But like I said, I just met her and I got to know her. So I went out and I actually bought as many stuff as I could find of her, like the Night of the Return of the Living. Sorry.
You were right. The Return of the Living Dead. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And I love her in Slime Bowl-orama. I actually got a DVD of that one. That one's fun. That was a fun movie to watch.
I haven't seen it yet, but I used to see clips of it, like when they do those compilated movies that would have flashbacks of like the slashers and whatnot. That always made the cut in almost every one of those.
It's a good movie. I definitely recommend getting it. It's fun to watch.
I just hope my wife don't mind.
What if you could work with, I know you're talking about the current director you've been working with, but if you could work with anybody in Hollywood, what director would you like to work with?
I don't know.
Actually, to make that question a little bit more interesting, what director, living or dead, would you want to work with?
Living or dead? Oh my, that's hard because, like I said, I don't have a favorite movie or favorite genre.
But it's just directors are just I kind of follow directors quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I
just had somebody in my brain.
I apologize for not knowing the director you're talking about. I used to follow. I've got a gnat flying around here, so it's driving me crazy. I don't know where they came. They just came out of the blue. The first time I've seen one today. Now there's one flying around in here. But I usually follow independent directors a lot, but in the last several years, I just got bad about it because I've been watching a lot of just old classic Hollywood movies. So I've kind of got out of the out of the independent genre a bit. So
I think Quentin
apologize
Tarantino
about
would be a fun person to work with because he's pretty creative.
Yeah, and he definitely he's definitely versed in, you know, Grindhouse and the type of movies that you've been in right now.
Yeah,
because he definitely has respect for all types of cinema, you know, different eras of cinema. That's what I like about Tarantino.
Well, she'd be perfect for a reboot of From Dusk Till Dawn. I could picture her in the bar. I think that'd be right up your alley. So if they ever wanted to reboot it, you know, I could see you playing that role.
That would be fun. Yeah, I agree.
What kind of, you got any questions, Gary? Did you want to ask her?
Trying to think. Would you have ever, say back in the early days of Peter Jackson, would you have jumped at the chance to play in something that he directed? Like, I know early on he had did like Bad Taste and Dead Alive in movies like that are really gory. Would you have played in something like that?
Yeah, I would, because I'm doing Todd Sheets, so I'm pretty sure I would have done one of his too.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a right question to ask you because John's covered quite a bit.
I actually saw Bad Taste. What did I say? I think I actually saw it on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow, this stuff is crazy. Isn't that the one with the aliens?
Yeah, I believe
Bad
so.
Taste?
Yeah, it's the one with the...
One of them got their head blown half off or whatever, like from here, and it was like all over the place.
Oh yeah, the cover that has the alien flipping people off.
Yeah. I'm like, ooh, man, that's crazy stuff. I was like, wow. I would probably be in it.
Miss Boomstick has a question for you. How did you end up meeting Todd Sheets?
Through an audition from Amanda Payton had put out for The Crawler for Sleepless Nights.
Okay. Does anybody else have any more questions out there?
What's your favorite role to this point? What's been your favorite?
My favorite role? Oh, the one I'm doing right now. The one I can't talk about.
Yeah, that's always the way it goes, right?
I know. But I guess existing would have to be the Queen. Oh my God, can't get the word out. It's right there too. I want to say Abu Dalla, but that's not it. But it's from Dreaming Purple Neon. My character in Dreaming Purple, Abaddon. Queen Abaddon. I loved playing that role. That was so much fun.
Oh, I think I do have one question that I wanted to ask you when we were leading up to this. Like, what have you been doing to keep your sanity during the COVID pandemic?
I go for a lot of walks on the nature trails. I love walking on the nature trails or going to the gym for a few hours. I'm just hanging out with my husband. We've been binge watching a lot of TV shows like Stargate, SG-1, Stargate, Atlantis, and then another Stargate one that I tried to get into, but I didn't.
Yeah, I know that's what, like me, the shows back when I was growing up, everything was entertaining with them, but nowadays it's just like over bloated budgets and no story. You know.
Are you in Kansas right now? Is that where you're at?
Yeah.
Okay.
I live in Kansas, yeah.
Are you from Kansas or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was born in Westmoreland, Kansas.
Okay. How do you like it? Do you like it out there? I've been to Kansas, but I don't think I've ever stayed in Kansas. I think I've been through there a couple of times.
I mean, it's too cold for my taste, so if I could ever move to a warmer climate, I'll be even happier.
Mrs. Lee Claypool has a question. Is the Amazon original a horror show as well?
Actually, it's going to be Not horror.
Oh wow. I respect that though, that you don't stay glued to one genre though, because you know it's risky. You got to kind of step out into something else eventually.
Yeah.
You know.
This one's gonna be, in my opinion, I think is gonna be so much fun. It's already been so much fun putting it together. We're almost done. We're pretty close to the finish line. But I think, I don't know, I just think it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch.
Do you have to have Amazon Prime to watch that, or I don't ever watch anything. Okay.
I think you do.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, I don't even have Amazon Prime.
Oh wow.
But I'm sure we might have to get one just so I can watch it also.
And some things, even if you have Prime, you still have to pay for.
Yeah. That I do
Like
know
on the-
because Film Fan 108 says he has to do that on his channel.
Yeah, that's aggravating. How long have you been married to your husband?
That'd be 23 and a half years.
Wow.
And I do know
Speaking of which-
she does have a son and a daughter too. I know that.
Okay.
At least that's what IMDb said. I don't know how accurate that is.
What kind of dog you have?
I have,
Like a
I
German
have a
Shepherd?
daughter and,
Oh, your dog. Okay. What kind is he?
This is Storm. Hi,
I thought he was a German Shepherd when he first
She
stuck
is.
his nose up there.
Oh wow.
She is. She's camera shy.
She, okay.
She's avoiding the camera.
Always like German Shepherds.
Yeah, so do I. We got a Pomeranian though.
Yeah, but I have a daughter and I have a son.
Okay. What do they think about your movie career?
Oh, they're very supportive. They think it's awesome.
How old are they? Are they young or they grown or?
Well, the last one is almost grown. He'll be 18
Okay.
on Saturday. And then
Okay.
our daughter's
wow.
23.
Okay.
Well, happy birthday to him.
Yep.
Might make you more nervous than turning 18 though.
Not really. He's still living at home, so we can still keep a thumb on him.
Oh, that's cool. Just starts making the parent feel old when they get that age.
Oh, well, what makes you feel old is when your first one is getting ready to get married.
Oh yeah, that too. Getting some rain here. I don't know if you guys are where you're at.
Oh, we had
Yeah.
a lot of rain yesterday.
I think it's because we get so much humidity here in upstate New York. I don't know. We tend to get humidity is probably as warm as it is around like down south because we get like really high dew points. Another question here for you. Are your kids thinking about going into the film industry?
No, not at all. They have no interest in it.
It's kind of like the wrestler that has kids that they don't really have any interest in that,
Right.
That field. Totally
Every
get
once in
it.
a while, I can get my son to be an extra in something, but he's kind of finicky, picky. Some days he'll feel like it, some days he won't. Most of the time he don't.
Oh wow.
What's your favorite movie of all time? Do you have one?
Yeah,
I
that
know
would
it's
be
a hard
Labyrinth.
question.
Oh,
No,
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
Okay.
That's a nice.
Movie.
That's
Yep.
a nice choice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Yeah, that's a good
music
one.
and everything.
I think if I got to choose a style of movie, that would be a style of movie I would love to do.
Do you have
You
a go
you like
ahead,
Jim
John.
Henson stuff. No, I said, do you like Jim Henson movies?
Yeah, Dark
Stuff he's
Crystal
done.
and yeah. Those are so much fun to watch.
I have the Dark Crystal 4K that came out, but I don't have Labyrinth. I think it's out on 4K right now as well. I think.
It could be. I still have my old DVD from I've had for a while.
No, do you like sci-fi movies as well?
Oh
or
yeah.
No?
Oh yeah, I love sci-fi movies.
Sorry, I wasn't as prepared. Okay, let's see here.
Star Wars would probably be
I
my
thought-
favorite. Star Wars and Star Trek. They're
okay.
they're like right here. It's really
Yeah.
that one
Okay.
you just can't pick it because they're so different. So that one I just can't choose a favorite because they're pretty much on the same level for me.
Well, I'm glad somebody likes both. Like a lot of people, like they have, you know, I'm kind of the same way. I like both, and
Yeah.
some people are like, no, I like you. You have to be a Star Wars fan. No, you have to be a Star Trek fan. No, I like both.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like
Star
those
Wars.
too.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the way I am with Clerks,
Yep.
the movie Clerks 2, the debate about what's better, Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, because I'm right there. I love both series. They have everything that you could ask for.
Yeah,
Adventure,
that's another favorite. Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
quest,
I-
you know, everything. Miss Boomstick's got a question. At least I think it is. I understand. LOL. My son doesn't want to be in my videos. LOL. I've tried to get him to do reviews with me.
Kids are stubborn.
I think I was mentioning it to you on Instagram about if they were to ever do a Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot.
Uh-huh.
I think you'd be perfect for like the role of the maybe a mom to like the Buffy that went to high school, because you do have a son that's 18. I think you'd be perfect in the role for a reboot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, that would be fun to do.
I just don't know what channel would okay it, because seems like network TV, they like to cancel everything these days. This is like as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, I've
Well, I was
noticed that. Nothing.
I was asking you about Jim Henson earlier. What did you think? Did you see the Happy Time Murders?
I did
movie?
see that one. That one was so
'Cause
funny.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that movie, and a lot of people didn't like it. I was like, I don't understand. I
liked
mean,
it.
Yeah,
I thought
liked
it was because I thought it was fun seeing like the raunchy side of the Muppets. You know, I thought it was hilarious. You know,
Yeah, I liked watching it. I enjoyed it.
And I think that's why people didn't like it. I think they just like, oh, we don't want to see we don't want to see that. You know, and I was like, well, I do. I don't
Well, I
understand.
mean,
It
if
was
it's geared
funny.
towards adults, you know.
Yeah, what were you expecting, right? Do you watch any medical dramas?
Oh, let's
Is there
see
anything that stands out to you, like, I don't know, Chicago Med, New Amsterdam? Any of them?
No, but I have watched CSI and the CSI Miami, mostly Miami, I think. I like watching those. Oh, there was one I really liked watching. Oh, what is the name of it? It's got what is it? Bones? It's got a that show that Amanda liked, that we liked watching with Amanda. Is it Bones? Bones, I think, is the name of the series.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah,
that was a good one.
Bones
That was
was
one of my
one.
favorites. Mm-hmm.
But there was also what's the other one? It was more of a comedy, but I guess it was a drama as well. But it was
Scrubs was funny. Scrubs,
Yeah,
since you
Scrubs
said
was all right.
comedy. Yeah.
Yeah,
That one I
Scrubs
liked
was a
watching.
comedy.
Mhm.
That was all right. But I'm thinking the other had the British actor, but he was doing an American part. I'm bad. I put bad with names.
Me too.
But it was a pretty good hospital drama. But I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of those kind of things myself. But I know Gary likes them a lot. Somebody else asked me if I'd ever seen the other day. Has I seen CSI? And I said I've never seen a single CSI show. Not a single one. I've never been interested in. I like true crime stuff. I watch like true crime documentaries and true crime movies, but I'm not big on like the CSI type show.
Right.
Monk.
Like stuff like that.
He said it's Monk.
What, Monk?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those.
No, is that what the one you're talking about? Yeah, I'm trying to think of the one I'm thinking about. That's
My favorite show on Investigation Discovery. I don't know if anybody here.
House is what I'm talking about. House is the one I'm thinking about.
Anybody's seen it, but it's Evil Lives Here. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
One.
That's a really good show. Just like highlights this evil person every week, like the things they do evil ways, like they I don't know, like abuse, the mental abuse, and then they like, in public they come off as like good natured, and they kind of like have a lot of hidden dark secrets, if you will, that the family endure, but the public don't see it that way. It highlights this every week, like the things they went through. It's a really good compelling show that's on. Like, I don't know if it's on in the new season right now, but it's a really good show if you get a chance to watch it. Evil Lives Here. It might not be something you want your kids to watch, really, because it gets kind of.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's just really interesting. I don't know, just anytime it's been on, it's just like hooked me when it's been on. What, dark in the background, John? Did something happen to the light, or did
We're out.
Oh, just like in your back 40 there, it's kind of darker than when it started out. I didn't know if we had a light blow or maybe it got darker or something today, or as the night's gone on.
I don't know why it went off for.
I just noticed that. I don't know.
No.
There goes my ring going off.
I've got a light in the back. I shone on the back there. Well, I am. I apologize, Dylan. I am.
You're fine. I'm trying to figure out a way to share this link to someone. There we go.
Anybody watching has any more questions, feel free to ask Dilynn. She's glad to answer them. She's told us a lot already in the near 43 minutes we've been doing this. She's she's told us a lot that I didn't even know that she's up to. So thank you for that.
Yeah, anytime. I'm trying to find the name of that Spider-Man fan film that I did. I'm trying to see if I can find it.
Yeah, it's probably hard to find it around.
That's who I like, and you can probably see them now.
Yeah, Green Lantern and Superman.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, Superman's my favorite DC character.
Yeah. For some weird, I must have hit something earlier, but our names popped off there for some reason. Like,
I just noticed that.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's why I could see the.
Well, just call me Deadpool.
Yeah.
Just call me Deadpool.
What MCU movie maybe are you looking forward to, or are you looking forward to anything coming out here soon or in the future that you know of? Black Widow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good choice.
I can't wait to see that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go out and see that one.
Yeah.
I may just to go back to the theater. Like, I went and seen one, which is on my channel for review right now. I finally went out to the movies, but I think I'm going to go see that Fast and the Furious, which I'm not a huge fan of that franchise, but I think I'll go see it anyways. It looks kind of. I just want to see a movie like that. I just want to see like a big blockbuster style movie, just over the top special effects. That's what I need
Oh, yeah.
right now to go to the theater and see that. Do you have you missed that kind of stuff during the pandemic? How has the pandemic been out in Kansas? How, because here in Kentucky it's almost kind of like now, I mean, basically everybody walks around with no mask on, but how was it affected out there?
Well, right now, it's about, there's probably more walking around without a mask than there are with masks. But I see about 50-50 depending on what area of Topeka I'm at. But it's getting less and less now with the more vaccinations that are coming out, or people who are getting them more and more, I guess. I don't know.
A question for Dilynn, I'm sorry. What would your dream role be currently?
Gosh, I know everybody always asks me that, and pretty much just badass, I guess. Superhero or something, something with a lot of action, like something in John Wick or something would be awesome.
Yeah, they keep stacking the deck on old Keanu Reeves in every one. They had him fighting that Goran. I can't remember his last name, but he's a huge basketball player. He's like 7'4".
Yeah.
I mean, he's like throwing John Wick around the library like he was a piece of paper,
Have you guys seen this yet?
No,
I have
haven't.
not. Yeah,
If you
I
like
want
John,
to.
if you like John Wick, then
Oh,
you should enjoy that highly. It's weird seeing Bob Odenkirk as that type of character, because when I first started watching him, well, actually the first place I seen him was on the Ben Stiller show. And then he had his own show in the 90s with it was Mr. Show with Bob and David on HBO in the mid to late 90s. And
Yeah.
so it's weird seeing him in that kind of role, because he's always kind of more of a comedic intellectual until he got on Breaking Bad.
That Baron did that where his place
Yeah.
party. Call something.
we're not interfering with you, right?
No, I'm trying to find that fan film that I did.
Oh, okay. I know you're pressed for time,
No.
and-
I was asking my husband if he could remember it, and he's going to try to see if he can look it up for me. I've been trying to go through my stuff on YouTube, but there's so many channels I've been trying to support, so it got lost in the feed down below.
Yeah, you've been a big supporter of my channel, and I thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
It's kind of like the movie. What was that movie with Robin Williams? I was really surprised to see him play a psychopath. He worked in a drugstore in the photography department for the store. I can't think of what it was.
I've seen that one.
That one's a really good one.
I've seen that.
I was surprised. Yeah, I was surprised that he pulled that off, because he's always such a lovable guy, or was a lovable guy. And I don't know, just like that is like what John was saying about the Nobody movie. It's kind of like, everything is kind of like off center, because it's like you're used to seeing him in a certain role, and then you see him to like break into people's houses when they're not there, and lay in their bed and that kind of thing. It's just kind of creepy.
That is different. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 hour photo. That's what Lee Claypool.
That's what it is. Thank you, Lee.
Every time I see his name, I think it's Les Claypool. I don't know if you're familiar with Les Claypool.
Sounds familiar.
He's the main guy in Promise, the band Promise, the really badass bass player.
I've heard of Primus, but I don't.
Yeah, he's well, I mean, it's not a rumor, but he tried out for Metallica back when Metallica was looking for a bass player, and they said he was too good to be in Metallica. He's like he's an amazing bass player, and he's done all kinds of stuff. He's pretty incredible. He's been playing here recently with Sean Lennon. John Lennon's son,
Yeah.
and the Delirium, and it's a pretty psychedelic stuff. It's pretty cool stuff. Miss Boomstick asks, "You have been a great supporter of me as well. Much appreciated."
My pleasure.
Leek said, "Ha ha ha! I get that a lot."
With me, I think I know all of about maybe 2 bass
Okay.
players. I think I know.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We got the name of the Spider-Fan fan film. It's called A Greater Calling.
Oh,
Okay.
A Greater Calling.
Yeah. And that one, like I said, is available on YouTube.
Oh, wow. No, is that a short you said, or is that a full
Yeah,
length?
it's a short.
Okay.
It's just a short. It's just a fan film.
Oh,
Thank you,
okay. Thank you, husband. That's good of him to do that for you.
Yeah, he does a lot of that stuff for me. He's very supportive.
That's good. Probably makes your career a lot easier, having the support.
Well, I'm constantly losing stuff, and he's always finding it for me. So.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention. How many followers do you have on Instagram?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention. The reason I was asking, do you have a lot of trouble with people that follow you? Do you get a lot of lewd and crude comments and things from people?
Not really.
People are pretty respectable.
For the most part. I have a few from time to time, but for the most part, not really.
When I occasionally put a link in somebody's, when I'm following them, they tend to get a little mad at me, but I just deal with it because I'm just trying to get the channel out there. That's all I'm doing. It's just,
Right.
It's not a, me trying to stalk somebody or whatever they think. I'm probably just about the last person on the internet that would even do that. It's not my thing. I don't, think that's creepy. That somebody would do that, honestly, but
yeah. Well, I don't mind it, so it's good with me.
Well, I was surprised after starting my YouTube channel how little. I figured I'd get on there and they'd be like, the first comment I get is like, "You need to get off the YouTube, you goofy looking idiot." But it's all been good support.
yeah.
Good.
It's all everybody's been supportive and it's been pretty nice. I've been surprised. Seems like the collecting community is pretty good, though. The movie collecting community is a pretty good community for the most part.
Yeah, so I'd like to say that the Dollar Tree community is really good too. If you get into that, I don't know if you go to the Dollar Tree, Dilynn, for movies, but
not for movies, but I do go.
But they do have some really good ones in there. Don't think just because it's Dollar Tree that they're really bad films or whatever. But you can find.
I actually found one movie out there. I don't remember the name of it, but it was actually a pretty good movie that I watched. I wish I could remember it, but it was better than I thought I was expecting. So
I just watched this one. I don't know if it's showing up on camera. Okay. Oh, going the wrong way. It's 30 Proof Coil, starring Alice Cooper's daughter, Calico.
Oh, wow. Nice.
She did a really good job in this. I'd like to see her get into some more movies, and she did have did get a lot of good ratings on different sites and stuff. So maybe maybe you'll run into her at some point along the way.
That would be cool.
And in this movie, she even actually nods to her father, Alice, and she'd say, it'd come to a part, and she'd say, "What would Alice Cooper do?" You'd have to see the movie to know what I'm talking about, but. It's
check it out. Yeah,
it's a really cool movie because she's abducted by this psychopath. He kind of takes her out into a dilapidated barn, and he ties her up. And he comes to visit her, and he makes her eat oatmeal every morning out of a bowl. And he kind of like if she doesn't want to, he'll hit her with a bat.
Wow,
it's pretty graphic here and there, but. It's more of an acting piece more than it is, you know what I mean? It's more like kind of like the rigors of what she goes through every day. It's
Yeah.
it's not like outright horror, but it would be more horrific the way it went down. But
Right.
I recommend that movie if you ever find it, 30 Proof Coil.
30 Proof Coil. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Pretty good one. Oh, okay. I thought somebody was asking another question. I guess not.
No, I've found the scene with you here. I'll put. I don't know if it'll play the audio or not. We'll see though. Let's take a look at it here.
Yep, that would be my part where I play Felicia Hardy.
Can
Yeah,
you
I
hear the
can't
audio?
nothing. No.
No.
Okay. I'm not sure if it's playing to the audience or not. It might be.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Might have to take that last comment down, John. Now, who is the actress that's in this scene with you?
Oh, you would ask me that. I've lost contact with her since we did that one.
What character was she?
She was Spider-Man's wife, Mary Jane.
Mary Jane. Catherine Banks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her name. Mm-hmm.
Had you worked with her prior to anything?
No,
this?
that was the first time.
Oh.
Is blonde your natural? Do you naturally go with that color, your hair, or do you red?
Yeah.
Are you redheaded, or because your
Blonde.
picture over here is redheaded, but blonde? What you?
Yeah. I
Was
dyed
that-
it red because a couple years ago, because we were supposed to do a vampire movie, but that ended up getting put on the back burners. So we ended up doing Clownado instead. That's how I ended up with the red hair for Clownado. It wasn't intentional for that. But I actually had blonde hair when I did Bonehill Road. I wore a wig for that movie, a brunette wig.
You got the fonts back up too. With
Yeah, come back up.
everybody's names.
I think it's where it would just. But we're coming up on an hour here. Do you? We can probably get out of here if you guys want to.
Oh yeah.
Does anybody have any more questions or anything?
That's what I'm looking. There's no more questions in here. And I apologize. I've not been as prepared as I needed to be. I wrote down several questions and I needed to sit down and write down double the amount. So I'm kind of new at doing this myself. And so I apologize. We'll have you back on here.
And me, I kind of came off the cuff with my questions. So if I wasn't prepared, it's because I winged it, if you will.
No worries.
We appreciate everybody coming in tonight, and appreciate
most of the movies that
Dilynn
I have right now
being here.
Oh, you're welcome.
Good. No, go ahead.
Most of the movies I have right now that are available on most of the streaming channels would be Bonehill Road, Clownado, Sleepless Nights, and Zombie Rampage 2. That one I suggest, like having a bottle of good alcohol for that one. Well, and then those are located on Tubi, Roku, and Vudu, and Amazon Prime. But Dreaming Purple Neon, I think, is only available streaming on Amazon Prime and high def.
Yeah, that was the one I was trying to think of that I was going to ask you about, and then you just mentioned it, so you took care of that part of it too already. So there's a question from Lee Claypool. Will you be doing any conventions as a guest?
Actually, thank you for asking that. I'm going to be a guest at Slash and Bash this year. Try to figure out what days those are on. I know, I'm so bad. My husband's laughing at me.
Yeah, my mind's like that too.
Do you do a lot of conventions?
I don't. Right now, I've only done Slash and Bash. I've gone, of course, to conventions. I've worked in a couple of booths. I've done Crypticon with Lyle. what's his last name? Oh, Miller. Lyle Miller. He made scale mail. So I would be like a spokesperson for his booth, and I would walk around in the chain mail and advertise a little bit for him. That's how I would get into like Crypticon or Planet Comic Con.
You just made me think of a question. Who do you consider the biggest, like in terms of accolades at a convention? Who's the biggest actor you've actually shared a convention with that you would say was a kind of like on a dream list of meeting them in person?
That I shared with or attended.
That you attend when you were on a docket with them. Like did people you didn't get to ever meet.
Probably any of the stars that I've got to meet. The guy that plays Hellboy.
Ron Perlman?
Yeah, Ron Perlman. He was awesome. And then you got me on the spot here. She was in Superman. She played the villain. She was great. Nichelle Nichols, Star Trek, though.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She was an amazing woman to meet. I'm gonna tell you right now, she had like the biggest heart of all the stars I've got to meet. So down to earth and so sweet. Like I was just flabbergasted about how awesome she was.
Oh wow.
Like, okay, so first time I met her, I was in my Star Trek. I think I was in my Star Trek uniform. No, I wasn't. I was in chainmail because I was working one of the booths. But I got her autograph and a picture with her. But the next day, I actually dressed as an Orion slave girl with some chainmail. And my daughter came in that day, and I took her up to introduce her to her and told her she wasn't with me yesterday. And she remembered me from the day before. And she offered to take a picture with all three of us. And the lady who was working with her that takes all the money and stuff tried to charge us. She turned around, she looked at the lady, and she goes, "I am not charging her for this picture."
Oh wow!
She was so dead serious.
That's
she was like, "I'm not playing." She was such a sweetheart. Like she knew I already bought a picture and everything and signature the day before. So that day when I just wanted to let my daughter meet her, she thought that was awesome. So she's like, "I'm not charging her for another damn picture."
Well, I mean, I hear so many different stories too, because like you said, she was classy as hell. And then I've heard things like Hulk Hogan in person, he likes to charge like $100 for an autograph.
Oh yeah, some of them get like ridiculous. Like the guy who plays Aquaman, his prices were just way too high for me. I was like, not worth waiting in line for that.
Oh, Jason Momoa.
Say Hulk's probably still paying for that divorce, I'd imagine.
Slash and Bash this year is going to be August 5th through the 7th. And that'll be here in Topeka, Kansas.
Okay.
And you can find that on their page.
Okay. That sounds like a pretty cool convention.
Yeah, Dot.
Okay.
So not too far from your home then.
Yeah, not too far. Okay, so another name I want to mention is Sarah Douglas. She's the girl I was trying to remember from Superman 2. Sarah Douglas is amazing. She's got this werewolf movie that she was in that I love, and she was like really embarrassed when I brought it up to her to sign. It's Strippers versus Werewolves.
I think I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
That's a great movie. That is an awesome movie. And I brought that up to her to sign. She goes, title. Yeah. I brought that movie. I put it in front of her to sign, and she goes, "Oh," and she looked away at it, and she's like, "I can't believe you have that." But she was so gracious.
Yeah,
she did. She had an interesting story that went with it, and she gave me some awesome advice. And I got to meet Dee Wallace also, and she gave me some wonderful advice as well. And the fact that from one werewolf to another was pretty cool. So that was a neat experience.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's a great story.
It's nice when the celebrities are friendly to you, and because some are and some are not like that. I haven't met a whole lot, but it's just
Sarah Douglas was sweet. My husband had paid for some pictures for us to take, And she turned around, she goes, well, he's got to get one too. So she didn't charge us extra for that either. So some of them are really super sweet.
Yeah, and you meet some pretty.
She made my husband do it. She made come up because he didn't want to at first. She's like, no, sweet cheeks, get over here.
Yeah, you meet some really nice wrestlers too on the Instagram, on not Instagram, but Twitter. I just randomly reached out to, I don't know if you ever heard of Chris Bay. He's a professional wrestler. I don't know, I just said something nice to him because he's like saying stuff how people are mean on Twitter. And, you know, like people get really personal. And I'm like, well, I was taught to be polite and respectful. The only time I'll get bad with anybody or ticked off at anybody is if they put me down first. And I go, I think I have a lot of respect for these wrestlers because they're always traveling, much like you actors. You're traveling and you're putting your fans first a lot of times over your own personal life. And that's a big thing with me. You know, that shows that that you care. You know, it means a lot to us fans to have that peace of mind that you're, you know, more or less you care enough to go the extra mile to, you know, make us, you know, happy as well. And you know, it's good that you do that.
Cool. That's awesome. I like hearing that.
It means a lot.
It's good to see you guys, you know, doing stuff like this as well. It helps promote your own career and promote the movies you're in and get the word around.
Indeed.
It's really good.
So if that's about it. If there's any more questions, we can't keep Dilynn all night, or Dilynn. I'm sorry. I don't know why I want to say Dilynn, but Dilynn. If anybody's got any questions, we could wrap it up soon. You know, just so you know we can, you know, if we have stuff we have to do or anything.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out. Appreciate Dilynn being on the live stream today. Thanks for coming out, and thank you for co-hosting it with me. I mean, I'm technically co-hosting it with you, Gary, because Gary did all the contact here. I just met Dilynn the last couple of days, so
I was a nervous wreck. I'm not gonna hide that. I was nervous. I'd never met an actress before, or let alone an actor. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous about it, but it went better than I thought.
Well, I'm glad you guys came to me. I appreciate being on.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for accepting and me not pestering you.
So before we get off here, where can people contact you at, Dilynn?
Well, I'm on Facebook. I also have a like page. I know Facebook only allows like 5,000 people, so once that gets full, I'm just gonna have to depend on the like page. But I do have both of those. I've got a Twitter. I'm on and off it. Not, you know, Twitter not so much, but I am on it. I do try to remember to check it from time to time. And I have an Instagram as well, as you know. So you can contact, and plus my email is fawn99@cox.net. So that's pretty much on my IMDb page if you need my email address for anything.
Where can we reach you at, Gary?
You can reach me on, it's kind of confusing because you can reach me on Twitter, but it doesn't go under the name Gary's Movie Emporium. It's more like Horror 1313. And then you can find me on YouTube, my YouTube channel at Gary's Movie Emporium. And then you got to go over to Instagram and find me through my birthday with a couple of 1313s after it. It's 1970 1313. I don't know why I set it up that way. I was new to it all. And I don't know. I didn't really think about it when I did it, and it's too much trouble to go back and fix it now. I do get followers, so you know, which is all good. So,
and you can find me at Low IQ Media on Instagram and YouTube and Twitter. It's all Low IQ Media, and I also have a toy collecting page over on. It's called Kentucky Fried Toy Collector. I just been getting that started. So go check that out if you like toy collecting. So my main focus is movie collecting, but yeah, that's about it for the show. I appreciate Dilynn coming on, and I've said that about 100 times like an idiot, but I will talk to every. So you guys ready to get off here?
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks
See ya.
thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Hopefully
Right.
we can do this again down the road.
Thank you,
You're
everyone
free.
else, for joining
Okay.
us.
See you later,
Yeah, thank you for
everybody.
coming in.
Bye.